Chapter 124. Plan B. The air inside the arena felt entirely different now, heavy with a suffocating, demonic dread. Ishori's second form hovered in the sky, a grotesque and terrifying spectacle of blue skin, jagged golden hair, and a singular, burning red eye that seemed to consume the very light around it. Fuma and Aggie stood frozen, their bodies locked in total shock as they stared up at the nightmare they were now trapped with. Meanwhile, on the outer edges of the battlefield, the chaos raged on. The titanic water monster locked its hollow gaze onto Raito. With a deafening roar, it unhinged its jaws and unleashed a massive, high-pressure torrent of water directly at him. The blast tore up the fractured earth, but Raito moved like a ghost, shifting his weight effortlessly to the side as the torrent crashed uselessly into the stone behind him. Frustrated, the watery behemoth surged forward, its massive fluid legs churning as it closed the distance with terrifying speed. It threw a barrage of heavy, earth-shattering punches, each fist wide enough to crush a building. Yet, nothing landed. Raito danced through the storm of blows, his movements calm and calculated, avoiding every single fist without a scratch. A few hundred yards away, Veratros finally forced himself to snap out of his daze. He grounded his feet and attempted to ignite his trademark blue aura to re-enter the fray. But the moment he drew upon his internal reserves, nothing happened. A sudden, violent wave of fatigue slammed into him. His knees buckled, and the legendary warrior fell hard to his knees, his breath catching in his throat. "Something is wrong," Veratros gasped, sweat pouring down his face as he struggled against an invisible weight. I can't move." Raito slipped past one final sweeping punch from the water monster. The beast stopped, chest heaving with liquid kinetic energy, momentarily resetting its stance. Raito didn't press the attack. Instead, he stood perfectly still for a few seconds, his sharp eyes intensely studying the glistening, translucent composition of the creature. "This is no ordinary water monster," Raito stated, his voice ringing with a cold certainty. "They probably brought this thing from the Shinpi Doku planet." Veratros looked up, his eyes wide with grim realization. "This kind of monster carries a passive, airborne poison within its composition," Raito explained, keeping his eyes locked on the beast. "It silently blocks the ki flow and paralyzes the body completely." "What? What will happen now?" Veratros asked, his voice strained as he fought just to keep his torso upright. "Save your energy," Raito replied calmly, adjusting his cloak. "I will finish this off first." Raito's mind raced, scrolling through his vast tactical knowledge. What is the fundamental weakness of the Shinpians? A split second later, a spark of inspiration hit him. "I know." Smirking, Raito pointed a finger at the towering Leviathan. "Come and get me!" The provocation worked instantly. The water monster let out a gurgling shriek and began to chase Raito as he turned and sprinted away from the main battlefield. Leading the beast, Raito headed straight toward the ruined gates of the background territories, vaulting over rubble as he navigated out into the completely devastated terrain of the Air Kingdom. He knew exactly where he was going. Half a mile ahead, a volatile, glowing fissure of lava cut through the scarred landscape. If he could lure the fluid creature into the molten rock, evaporation would do the work for him. But the monster wasn't entirely brainless. Sensing the shifting heat in the air, the water monster abruptly halted its pursuit. Instead of running, it began to rapidly fire compressed, bullet-like water particles across the distance. Raito blurred from side to side, dodging the deadly, high-velocity projectiles. "I hope he hasn't figured out my plan, or has he?" Raito thought, his jaw tightening. "Either way, I cannot let those water bullets touch me. One hit, and my ki is done." Suddenly, the water bullets stopped. The monster stared ahead at the shimmering heat lines of the lava flow, its fluid form rippling uneasily. Slowly, deliberately, it took a step backward. Raito cursed under his breath. "Damn it!" He knows. Realizing the trap, the water monster spun around entirely and began making a fast, heavy retreat back toward the direction of the arena. "I can't let him leave!" Raito shouted. Sprinting after the retreating Titan, Raito's hands blurred into a rapid sequence of ancient, precise hand signs. He slammed his palms together, his voice echoing across the wasteland. Teki! Ishigaki! With a violent rumble, the earth tore open. Massive, towering walls of solid, reinforced stone erupted from the ground directly in front of and around the water monster, forming an impenetrable, localized fortress that completely cut off its escape. Trapped and desperate, the water monster's body began to glow with a volatile light as it rapidly charged up its entire mass to unleash a cataclysmic point-blank water blast to shatter the walls. Raito didn't panic. Reaching deep into the folds of his cloak, he pulled out a dark, polished, stone-like artifact. It hummed with a strange, unnatural gravity. "Then this is Plan B," Raito muttered. Just as the monster unleashed the blinding torrent of high-pressure water, Raito thrust the dark stone forward, targeting the very center of the beast. Shunkan Ido! A violent, pitch-black vortex tore open in the space between them. The sheer gravitational vacuum of the black portal instantly intercepted the monster's colossal blast, sucking the water in like a whirlpool. The water monster shrieked, its massive liquid body distorting and stretching as the gravitational pull dragged its heavy mass off the ground. It thrashed and struggled with immense force, trying to anchor itself to the stone, but the artifact's pull was absolute. With a final, violent distortion, the entire water monster was sucked into the void, and the portal snapped shut with a sharp pop. The wasteland fell silent. Raito lowered his hand, exhaling a long breath as he tucked the humming stone back into his cloak. "Damn, that was close," Raito muttered, scratching the back of his neck. "Nah, whatever. I will deal with the fallout of this later. I just hope he won't be mad at me for sending that thing to his doorstep." Meanwhile, back within the dust-choked confines of the arena, the threat was far from over. The colossal iron monster shifted its focus, its heavy metallic joints grinding like a dying engine. As it suddenly charged directly toward Juro. Standing his ground, Juro merely tilted his head, a cold smirk playing on his lips. Still want to fight? The iron monster threw a devastating high-speed punch meant to paste the marksman into the asphalt. The fist connected with a shattering boom, but it hit nothing but empty air. Juro had completely vanished from the spot. A few paces away, even Vlad's eyes widened in genuine surprise at the sheer untraceable speed of the evasion. Suddenly, Juro materialized several meters away, completely out of the Iron Titan's reach. He casually spun his twin pistols around his fingers, holding them with effortless grace as he looked back over his shoulder. "Hey!" Juro smiled, his eyes gleaming with dangerous amusement. "You missed!"